Welcome. My name is Stephanie Burns, and I am the State Co-Coordinator for Virginia for Citizens Climate Lobby. CCL's mission is to build the political will for a livable world. We pursue this mission by lobbying Congress and building public support for a federal climate policy called Carbon Fee and Dividend. In this video, we will train you how to use a powerful tool called Slack, and we will give you a tour of CCL Virginia's Slack workspace. What is Slack? Slack is a popular communication tool used by all types of groups and organizations. Large companies, nonprofits, political campaigns, and even small groups of friends use Slack to communicate. Anyone can create a Slack workspace and invite people to join it. A Slack workspace is composed of channels, which are essentially chat rooms. Why is CCL Virginia using Slack? We want to empower all CCL volunteers in Virginia to communicate and coordinate with each other. We can better organize our teams and projects using Slack channels. Also, Slack will help us be less dependent on meetings. Traditionally, in my own CCL chapter, we have relied on meetings to connect volunteers with each other and share information, but this can leave out volunteers who cannot join our meetings for whatever reason. By using Slack, volunteers will stay in the loop even if they can't make it to a meeting. Slack will help us cut down the number of emails that our volunteers receive. We can share information and have a dialogue on Slack without flooding people's inboxes. And finally, here's the key advantage to using Slack. Unlike other platforms that we have used in the past, Slack has a very convenient mobile app that lets you do pretty much anything on your phone. Just to give you some examples of how we can use Slack in our climate advocacy work. Let's say you see a newspaper article that looks like a good opportunity to write a letter to the editor. You can share that article in our media channel. This will alert other volunteers to write a letter. Here's another example. Let's say that you learn that our senator will be holding a town hall tomorrow. You can share this news on our lobbying channel, and then hopefully at least one of our volunteers will be able to attend. And as a last example, let's say that you have an idea for content CCL Virginia should post on Instagram. You can post your idea in our social media channel to coordinate with the volunteers who manage our social media accounts. Now let's walk through how to use Slack step by step. If possible, please pull out your phone now and follow these next steps. Or if you don't have a smartphone or a mobile device, you can go to slack.com and follow along in your desktop browser. The first step is to download the Slack app on your phone and other mobile devices. You can also use Slack in your browser on your desktop computer, but we strongly recommend installing the app if you have a mobile device. Please pause this video if you need to take a moment to install the Slack app. The next step is to join CCL Virginia's Slack workspace. If you haven't received an invitation and would like one, please contact us at citizensclimate.virginia@gmail.com. There are two ways that you might have been invited to join. You may have received an email invitation to join the Slack workspace. If so, click the Join Now button to accept the invitation, and then follow the prompts to set up your account. Alternatively, you may have received a link to sign up for the Slack workspace. If so, click on that link and follow the instructions. Please pause this video if you need to take a moment to join CCL Virginia's Slack workspace. When you enter the CCL Virginia Slack workspace, click on the Home tab in the bottom left corner of the window. On your Home tab, you will see the list of channels that you have already joined. Channels are like chat rooms that are dedicated to a certain topic. By default, everyone is automatically added to the announcements, climate education, ideas, and welcome channels. But there are many more channels that you can join. To see all of the channels that are available, click on the plus sign. Let's explore all the channels that are in our Slack workspace. There is the announcements channel where CCL Virginia will post upcoming events and other information that our whole team should know. There are channels for each CCL Virginia chapter, and please be sure to join the channel for whichever chapter is closest to where you live. The climate education channel is where volunteers can educate each other about climate change, clean energy, climate change communication skills, and climate policy. This is also a good place to ask questions about legislation that CCL supports. The diversity channel is a forum for our diversity and inclusion team. Everyone is welcome to join this team as we work to make CCL an organization where climate advocates from all backgrounds, especially people from marginalized groups, feel a sense of belonging and are fully included and represented in every aspect of our work. The grassroots channel is for coordinating grassroots outreach, such as doing virtual presentations. When the pandemic ends, we'll also go back to coordinating tabling events and other in-person events. The Grasstops channel is for coordinating our Grasstops engagement work, such as reaching out to businesses, nonprofits, and local governments to seek endorsements for climate legislation. The group development channel is for discussing how to create new CCL chapters and improve how we manage existing chapters. The ideas channel is for brainstorming and sharing ideas with fellow CCL volunteers. The lobbying channel is for sharing non-confidential information about our members of Congress and coordinating outreach to elected officials. The media channel is for coordinating our media relations work, such as writing opinion pieces, issuing press releases, and meeting with editorial boards. The social media channel is for coordinating our social media content and strategy. And finally, the welcome channel is a space where new CCL volunteers can introduce themselves and be welcomed to our team. When you click on a channel, this is what you will see. A channel is basically a message board where you can post your thoughts and share information. To join the channel, you can click the Join Channel button. To learn about the channel and change your settings for the channel, click on this Information button at the top right. Right now, I would love for you to pause this video and join any channels that interest you. Please be sure to join the channel for whichever chapter is closest to where you live. Step 6 is the most important step. I highly recommend that you change your notification settings for each of the channels that you just joined. When you click on the information button of a channel, you will pull up the channel details menu. In this menu, click on Notifications and then select Every New Message. This way, you will receive a notification on your phone each time someone posts in the channel. Especially when you are first getting started in Slack, it's very easy to forget to open the app and check for new messages. So these notifications will help you stay in the loop about what other CCL volunteers are discussing. If the notifications become annoying, you can always turn them off later, but this is a good way to get started and get in the habit of using Slack. Again, this is probably the most important step in this tutorial. Slack is only useful if we look at the new messages that people are posting. So please pause this video now and change the notification settings for each channel that you have joined. In the Channel Details menu, you can see if there are any pinned items. These are messages that have been pinned to the channel because they contain important information that the channel's members want others to see. For example, these items have been pinned to the Announcements channel because the CCL Virginia administrator wants everyone to see these messages. Now I would like you to go back to your Home tab. Please click on the Welcome channel. In the Welcome channel, I would like you to take a moment to introduce yourself to our team. Enter your message in this box. When composing your message, feel free to use the various tools and features available to you. For example, if you want to mention another CCL volunteer in your message, you can click this @ button to look them up and add their name. They will receive an alert that you mentioned them. When you are ready to send your message, click this arrow. Please pause this video to write your message and post it. In your channels, you will see messages that people have posted. There are some ways that you can interact with the message. You can click here to react with an emoji to the message. For example, if you like the message, you can put a smiley face or a thumbs up on it. If you want to reply to a message, you can enter text here. If you want to save a message so it's easy to find later, you can click this bookmark. Let's say you want to share or repost this message on another channel. You can click this arrow and find the location where you want to share it. I often forget that this arrow is not to reply to the message. Remember that this is to share the message, not reply to the message. There are some handy features that we've built into our Slack workspace. For example, whenever we send a tweet from our CCL Virginia Twitter account, the tweet automatically gets posted in our social media channel, so you can easily see what we're tweeting about. Another handy feature, any upcoming events on our CCL Virginia calendar will automatically be posted on our announcements channel, so you will see reminders about events each day. If you would like to add an event to our calendar, please contact us at citizensclimate.virginia@gmail.com. As you use Slack, you might get messages from this little guy named Slackbot. Slackbot is a bot that gives you tips and you can ask it questions. You can also use it to automate reminders to yourself. When Slackbot sends you a message, only you can see it. Now that we've explored our Home tab, let's look at the next tab. Click on the DMs tag. DM stands for Direct Message. This is where you can find any direct messages that you've exchanged with other CCL volunteers. Unlike messages that you post in channels, direct messages are private. Only you and the other person can see the message. In this example, the CCL Virginia administrator sent me a direct message and it appears here. No one else can see this message. Now let's hop over to the next tab. Click on the Mentions tab. Whenever someone mentions you or reacts to something you've posted, you will see that information in this tab. In this example, the CCL Virginia administrator reacted with a smiley face to one of my posts. So this appears in my Mentions tab. Now let's go to our last tab. Click on the You tab. This is where you can customize your profile and settings. You can click in this upper area to edit your profile. You can customize your notifications in this menu. If you saved or bookmarked any messages, you can find them in your saved items list. This is what it looks like to edit your profile. Here you can add a photo and share more information about yourself. This is what the menu looks like to customize your notifications. Please explore these options and make sure that your settings are how you like them. Now I'll show you how to navigate to the main Slack menu. If you want to go to the main Slack menu, click this icon in the top left corner. This is what the main Slack menu looks like. If you click on People, you will see a directory of everyone who is a member of our Slack workspace. If you are a member of any other Slack workspaces, they will appear here. So it's very easy to toggle to another workspace that is not related to CCL Virginia. If you know anyone who wants to get involved in CCL Virginia, feel free to invite them to our Slack workspace. You can click Invite People in your Home tab or on the main Slack menu. I don't recommend using this method to send tons of invitations at once, because Slack may eventually put a limit on the number of invitations that you can send. If you need to send invitations to lots of people, please contact us and we can provide you with a special link where people can sign up. That concludes our tutorial. We appreciate your time and we look forward to seeing you on CCL Virginia Slack workspace. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us. Thank you.